Hey gang, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of Intuitive Angling, and thank you very much for making some time out of your busy day to watch the video. I always appreciate that. And got a good video for you guys today, or at least I think it's going to be a good video. We're going to be talking about the wisdom of old men that yell at clouds in the sky, whether it be bass fishermen or whatever. I've been wanting to do this video for a while because I get one of the most common comments I get when I do an opinion video is there's always some smart asses out there that say old man yells at the sky without really knowing what they even mean by that. And point of the video, I'm going to sort of address that to those people that put those comments in there, that sometimes it's better to just to keep your mouth shut and listen to the wisdom of some people that have been around a little bit longer than you. And I'll give you some of my own personal examples with that too. So really, I think it's gonna be pretty interesting. But also, guys, if you hadn't had a chance, please subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't had a chance. We got over 60% of the people that watch Intuitive Angling are not subscribed to the channel. It's free and easy. Just hit that subscribe button and you won't miss any videos. Much appreciated. Okay, guys, here's the deal out there. Even though I'm an old dude, and I was around when John Kennedy was president, and when I was born, there were World War II veterans that were still in their early 30s, so that sort of puts in perspective. But at the same time, I was young. I understand what it means to be young and dumb, full of the vigor of the life. I think you know everything with that. And I'm gonna give you guys a couple stories about how it's best to listen to old men that yell at clouds in the sky because they know what the hell they're talking about. I'll give you several examples here and then get into that. And first of all, but when I talk about this, I don't mean every old man out there is smart, because everybody has a crazy uncle that spends all their time they're in their living room watching opinion oriented hosts on some news program, and then they embarrass everybody and make everybody uncomfortable at family functions by talking about conspiracy theories. I mean, that's not the type of wisdom I'm talking about. There's some people out there that are just, they're not smart, doesn't matter how old they are. But for the most part, there's a lot of wisdom that comes with old age, and there's also a lot of jadedness and bitterness a little bit. And I'm gonna get into that and explain what I'm talking about. When I was in high school, I worked at a car dealership after school washing cars. I did this for 4 or 5 years. And I'd do anything they wanted me to. Most of the time they just had me washing cars and that stuff. And there was this one old dude that worked there too, and he was sort of in charge of the maintenance for the car dealership. And at the time, he was probably, I'm gonna guess, this was in the 70s, and he was probably somewhere in his late 50s, I'm guessing, right around 60 years old. Wasn't a real big guy, he's pretty small. And you talk about crabby and cranky and the epitome of some old man that yells at the clouds in the sky. This was him. It's like he was always in a bad mood, and he was always, cranky, but there still was sort of a soft side to him on the side. It's like he was half cranky old man and half nice, that type of stuff. And at the time, being young and dumb and being a teenager, I didn't really understand much about about human behavior, what comes with age. And over the course of a couple of years, he would always give me a hard time, and I wouldn't listen to him much because I thought he's just some old geezer, So finally, one day he invited me over at his house for dinner, him and his wife over there. And so we went over there and had dinner, and here again, I'm just a teenager, I'm talking to him. And over the course of about the next year, we became friends, even though I just thought he was this crabby, crusty old guy. And he started telling me about, he was in World War II, and his battleship was attacked by kamikaze pilots. He saw a bunch of his buddies die, a bunch of his buddies get burned alive. He showed me some scars he had from being burned, shared that type of stories. He started telling me life stories, life, advice that he'd give me, that type of stuff. And I realized how smart this dude was. And guys, I can tell you right now, a lot of the old dudes out there that you guys goof on and make fun and you think that are crazy and yells at clouds of the sky, they are just better men than you are. They've done more, they've fought more, they've had more women, they've made more money, they've lived life fuller. And you can't ever judge somebody by the condition that they're in. And this guy, he was one of the dudes that yelled at Clyde's in the Sky, and he had good reason. He had very good reason, because he had been through a life like a lot of people do as they get older, where they get knocked down by some of the events that happen in life, some of the injustices in life, some of the things in life that you can't explain. And that will make you jaded a little bit. But along with being jaded is wisdom with that. And it's like it's a byproduct of that. It's like very few people can go through life and experience life for the highs and lows that it has and not become jaded to some extent. That's a byproduct of living to an older age, combined with the wisdom with that. And it's just like with my dad, I've talked about this before, for so many years, and my dad would try to give me advice, and most of the time I would listen to him, but I didn't take his advice. And the older that I got, and the older that my dad got, the more that I realized how smart he was, even though I didn't think about it. I just thought, he was an old dude that was cranky and didn't know what he was talking about. But when I started becoming a man and I started transcending past the overabundance of testosterone and overabundance of, being young and dumb and stupid, and guys, I'm telling you right there, with youth comes being young and dumb and stupid in a lot of different aspects of life. But it only wasn't until I was younger that I realized how much of a genius he was. And it came across as being yelling at the sky, clouds at the sky, and being bitter and that type of stuff. And it's the same way when people, a group of people out there refer to me as old man yells at the sky. They do that because they don't understand. They haven't lived enough. They don't understand what happens as you age and what happens as far as how life experiences, affect you. And they don't see the wisdom for the wisdom that you have. You have to respect age and wisdom. And even though I'm 61, there's a lot of people older than me, and there's everybody out there that is older, and as the older you get, the more wisdom that you accumulate. And you should gravitate towards those people that are older, because life experiences is the best teacher out there. And one of the downfalls that comes with being young and dumb, and people stay young and dumb up into their 40s, a lot of times, is they don't value that, because they think they know everything. And that's one of the things that comes with ego and the narcissistic element that exists in all humans to some extent. So the point of the matter is, guys, is stop judging people that are older and bitter out there, because you don't know what they've been through. You don't know the things that they had. I can tell you right now, for example, my dad, he had every reason in the world to be bitter. I mean, he was with my mom for over 60 years. They dated from the time they were in high school. He never had another girlfriend. And Dad had to spend the last 10 years, basically, of my mom's life taking care of her in a bed that he had set up in our living room. Everything, even to the point of, Mom was in adult diapers and Dad had to change her diapers every day. So stuff like that, and different type of life experiences that come with loss, will create bitterness, and it creates that illusion of people that are yelling at clouds for no reason. And anytime somebody does that, there's a layer and an element of wisdom that needs to be respected out there. So the point is, for all of you young smartasses out there that think you know everything and think you got all the answers, I can tell you right now you don't. We all do when we're younger like that. You may even be a smart-ass 45-year-old and you don't know what you're doing. But if you spend time in self-reflection and have some element of empathy for other people and get to know other people's life stories and conditions, then you won't be so quick about accusing old men about, getting mad at clouds in the sky out there. So anyway, I just wanted to run that by you a little bit, sort of give you guys my opinion on that. That's sort of where I stand on it. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll talk later. See you.